has with his auntie and with her auntie and her uncle. So she wants him to more or less live that word and be true to it. Growing up, my understanding of love is completely different. A lot of the times, my parents didn't really tell me they loved me, but it was what they did that made me know that it was unconditional, almost uncreated. She couldn't. I knew there was nothing I could do that would make that woman turn away from me or say, no, I don't know her, I disown you, or the fear and idea of the African culture is that, you're going to do something so bad that the people who love you will completely deny you. That was the ultimate fear. But it got to a point in my life that I felt like that just was not in my mother's vocabulary. It just wasn't, it was impossible, regardless of what I did. And I always found myself looking for that type of love outside, which, unless it's really rare for you to find something like that out there. But that's what I was trying to put out there with Chika and Yemi.
Okay, coming back to Islam, I can say you are right, because my next door neighbor is a Muslim, and I admire the way they worship. It makes me think of when I was in the seminary, because early in the morning I can hear him coming down the steps when I'm taking the dogs for a walk. That's around 5:30 in the morning. He's going to pray. Every day, he's never missed that out. I can say I agree with you that this is really love. Is you have to live it like you are singing. When you are singing, you have to live the words. Just embrace it. You see. Okay. Let's come back to Secret Affair. When you are writing Secret Affair, is it easy for you on your screen? Blank screen, nothing on the screen. How do you make the words flow when you're writing, and the ideas?
Honestly, it's my day-to-day living. A lot of my characters, I wouldn't say the characters themselves are real people, but I would say there's certain situations and instances that brings me or reminds me of a character in the script or character in the movie, and somehow, some way, when I sit down and I remember that situation, it just pours in like a voice. Like, when I'm writing, it's like someone is saying, this character should be doing this. Why is it not doing that? Like, how are you tying this person to what happened before? And even when I'm trying to steer away from the main situation at hand, I'm able to connect back to that moment because of that situation. I would say I'm very greedy when it comes to scenes. I like to not only see the character in my head, know exactly who's playing that character, but I always think, what is the worst this person can do? What is the worst that could happen? And I think about the worst, and I realize that my worst, when it comes down on paper, it's not that bad, So I'm always having to do better than what I did the last time, because I'm like, it has to be better. It has to sound better. It has to feel better. It has to look better, So that's really how I write.
Now, you're writing also for television, I think so. It's going to be Secret Affair is going to be a television series.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what you want to do. So, when will the shooting start this year? We're now in 2014, January 2014. Is it going to start sooner or later, or in the middle of the year? So when is it going to start?
Great question. I've been in plays, and I've had an opportunity to do a couple of commercials, and I've seen a lot of production work being done. I was actually in a movie which has already been shot. It's now in post-production. The first ever Nollywood cultural or sort of traditional movie shot in the United States.
Cross-cultural experience.
Right.
Okay.
So this particular movie is talking more about, you know, kingdoms and kings and you know, all that traditional aspects of Nigerian culture. And seeing them make that movie, I was blown away. So I'm very happy to be a part of that. In respect to Secret Affair, I wanted to also, just as that movie brought everybody in Nollywood together, everybody in Nollywood Houston together, I also want this particular TV series to do that as well. So what I'm looking to do at this particular moment, I have spoken to a couple of people who are really movers and shakers in the industry. I don't want to mention their name yet because we haven't really put anything concrete on the table. But I'm looking more like June 2014 would be the first day of production. I'm definitely still working on it. I do have a couple of key people I'd like to also be a part of this project. So I'm working towards that direction, I should say.
Okay, just introduce yourself once more to the listeners. They know you as a blogger, everybody. I think for those who don't know you, you know, you are, this is a name that sounds around the industry, Rebecca Monnier, but just give us your name again. Introduce yourself, what you do, and where you live in the world. Yeah.
Absolutely. My name is Rebecca Monnier. I am a blogger and a film distributor for the Nollywood entertainment industry. And as you can hear me and Cyprian talking, I am also a scriptwriter. And I live in Houston, Texas, which is in the United States of America.
Thank you very much, Rebecca Monnier. And I will remind them that we work together, but this is just a conversation between us. And that's what radio is all about.
I completely forgot we were interviewing. I thought I was talking to a friend, which I am.
No, I'm sorry, you're now talking to a journalist.
I do work very closely with Nollywood Radio France, and I love it.
Thank you very much, yeah. You've been listening to Nollywood Radio France. Keep on checking on our website, www.nollywoodradiofrance.com. Thanks for listening.
Prayer Sunday. Have you been praying for something and you feel like God just isn't hearing you? Come and learn the effective principles of prayer and learn how to pray the Word of God to receive your miracle this year. The location is at Mercy Seat Church, 14730 Mission Hills Drive, Houston, Texas, 77083. The telephone number is 713-894-0322.
Ministering Pastor, Pastor Henry Udoewa. Date, April 6, 2014. Time, 10:30 a.m. Come and be blessed.
I listened to your radio show and I followed some of your interviews, and I think you guys are doing a wonderful thing. You are doing a wonderful thing.
Thank you.
I saw how you interviewed those people even at their movie premiere and the reaction from the crowd, the questions and answers.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. And in a country where French is spoken,
Yeah.
so I imagine how well received, you know, just having things that, you know, that celebrate this culture. So it's really nice. It's really nice.
This is Rebecca Monnier, and you are listening to the Nollywood Spotlight Show on Nollywood Radio France. And of course, I'm here with my awesome and talented friend, Cyprian Jasson. Cyprian, tell the audience where you're located.
Thank you very much, Rebecca. I'm in France. I live in a wonderful city called Chartres. It's just 100 kilometers away from Paris. So, Rebecca, what are you going to tell us today?
Excellent question. Friends, listen to this. So this article is from AfrocoCity.com, and their headline says, Majid Michel gets slashed from Ghanaian fans over no Gollywood comments. So the article goes that Majid has come under serious fire from fans from his home country, Ghana, over his statement on a Nigerian television. The actor had earlier disclosed that there is no movie industry in Ghana and Africa except Nollywood in Nigeria. We heard the statement did not go down well with his growing fans and movie practitioners in Ghana. And at moment, he has already started receiving several nasty phone calls and text messages from industry friends and fans who has heard about his statement. So what do you think about this, Cyprian?
Yeah, I think he's right, because Nollywood started in Nigeria, and I can say that Majid is an Africanist, because when he means Nollywood, he means the influence of Nollywood in Africa. He means also African cinema. Now, I'm not saying that there's nothing like Gollywood. Now, Gollywood, it talks about Ghana, but my question is it not going to reduce the influence of African cinema that has suffered a lot, where Nollywood has taken the whole of the world, showing African culture? I think we should, as Africans now, learn how to come under one umbrella instead of dividing Gollywood, and then we're going to add another one again, call it the other way, because we want to remain in our own little oasis, in our own country. I think the best word for African cinema that represents African cinema now is Nollywood. So our friend Majid is 100% right. It's not because I'm from Nigeria, but I'm only saying that we should defend African cultural products. And I think this is what he means. This is what he means. So what have you to say to, what can you add to what I've just said, Rebecca?
I completely agree with you, Cyprian. I think a lot of the time, it's not, it's not really the name that's important. I think the word Nollywood literally represents all African entertainment under one umbrella. For your particular industry does not really make it a legitimate industry. The point is, I feel that if the Ghanaians want to be, want to represent Ghana as much as they feel they should represent, then they need to put out a massive production that has a lot of Ghanaian faces, but also incorporate other faces, like Nigerian faces, like Sierra Leonean faces, like other African faces in the film, but the main production will be coming from Ghana. And that production should still be under the umbrella of Nollywood. Because at the end of the day, no matter what movie it is, the reality of the fact, Cyprian, is that that movie will be sold in the Nigerian market. Ghanaians don't only live in Ghana. They live all over the world. And the Nigerian film market is one of the largest in Africa. That's the reason why it's called Nollywood. It's not necessarily the production. Now, one of the things that Ghanaians are doing in their particular film industry is that they're trying to take control a little bit of the industry by saying, okay, if a Nollywood production wants to sell in Ghana, the film has to have a Ghanaian face in it, which is a legitimate thing to want to do, because you also want your people to represent the industry, and that's a good thing. But literally creating a different name You're absolutely right, Cyprian. Takes away from the importance. It waters the whole thing down. Like, we all should be under one major umbrella. Nollywood does not mean Nigeria. Nollywood literally means the African and the authentic African entertainment industry.
Yeah, what you just said is very, very important, because when we're talking about cinema as a whole, you can understand that we are at the same time talking about the market and distribution, and also we are talking about the cultural product of a continent. Now,
Exactly.
Nollywood is the brand name for African cinema. Now, no other cinema in Africa, film, movie, or whatever entertainment can resist Nollywood. Now, what our Ghanaian friends are all about is that it should their own movie should represent their own identity. But now I think we have to think more as an African, and that's the way I see myself. I see myself first of all as an African, and that belong to a whole world culture. You see, now I think they will gain more when they think, when they start to think that, or accept, when they accept, that's the right word, when they accept that Nollywood represents the whole of Africa, and under that name they can market their own movies without any problem. Because when you come to France, for example, you talk about Gollywood, people will not understand you. I'm telling you, all the televisions here, the mainstream media here know only one cinema, which is Nollywood. And again, I can tell you that Nollywood has got so many problems again, that look at the job we're doing on Nollywood Radio France, is to make sure that people outside Nigeria, outside Africa, in the diaspora, even if they are not from the African continent, can understand that there is a cinema industry that we can now say is the second in the world in terms of production, that is around, and that this cinema industry should be taken seriously. Now, why should we bring in competition again to confuse ourselves as usual? This is not politics. We're talking about cultural product.
You're so right. I mean, that's exactly what it's doing. You were saying earlier, something about Canawood, something about some other woods are coming out again. And I'm just like, wow, why must you wood anything? You can genuinely put out a production in Africa and distribute it in Nigeria, and that movie will most likely reach the entire African continent because it's under the umbrella of Nollywood.
Yes.
And I unfortunately, the Ghanaian fans are taking it more personal, as to that particular statement that Majid Michelle made. And what I do want these Ghanaian movie lovers to understand is that your Ghanaian identity does not come under the umbrella of a name, of the name, the new name that you've created, Gollywood. It should be under the one name that the entire world recognizes, and that's Nollywood. Nollywood is bigger than Nigeria. Nollywood is not about Nigeria. Yes, we started that little production company that became, the most talked about in the world, but other people see it, other people recognize the fact that we're Africans. Our movies are authentic. We have original stories, any other stories in the world. So that is what we all need to bring to the table. Is you can preserve your Ghanaian identity by putting out a story that the Ghanaian people understand. But to make it even sweeter is to incorporate other cultures into that story and make it bigger than yourself. Then other people get to really see what Africa is about. When you're shooting a Ghanaian movie that is also starring a Nigerian actor or actress in there, and Nigerians know that this person is a Nigerian, and they know that you are in a Ghanaian production, that is a completely different taste, is a completely different type of story, and who doesn't want to experience something new? I think that type of production will even attract Nigerians to want to do more movies with Ghanaians. because we're all now working together. No confusion. You know, we all understand that what we're trying to do is to make this industry powerful, is to make it recognized all over the world, is to make Hollywood respect us. But when we're coming up with Gollywood, Canowood, you know, all these other woods, then it's just confusing. It really is just confusing.
And again, Rebecca, what our Ghanaian friends should understand is that Nigeria is a big market. You see, 170 million people on estimate. So it's a very, very big market. And again, if they can use all the opportunities the brand name Nollywood offers, and I think they will make their money. It's like you said, it's not all about the name. I understand them very, very well. So they should not throw any stone on our friend Majid. We are trying to interpret what he's just said. We're not defending him. If Majid had said something wrong and that Nollywood Radio France cannot support, myself and Rebecca, we will just tell you listeners that Majid has gone wrong here. But he's from Ghana. He's from Ghana. This is somebody who sees himself, first of all, as an African. He's not even seeing himself as a Nigerian. He's not even defending Nigerian cinema. He's defending simply African cinema.
Cinema, exactly.
Simple.
Exactly.
Simple. So, Rebecca, how do we end up this one? There are many things you want to remind us. There is a competition coming up very soon. So our listeners should get ready. I think that's what you're going to tell us.
Absolutely. Ladies and gentlemen, you're going to love it. But before I go into that, I do want to say, you know, we Africans all need to come together. This is not a matter of division. This is a matter of us coming together and working together and putting that an exclusively beautiful, inspirational story out there that works for everybody, where everybody can relate to. We all want to know about the Ghanaian culture. We all want to know about the struggles of the Ghanaian people. We all want to relate to them. We all want to feel their pain. We want to laugh with them. We want to cry with them. But there is only one name the world recognizes at this particular moment for the African entertainment industry, and that is Nollywood. It has nothing to do with the country Nigeria. It is just an umbrella where Africans can represent and present themselves in such a beautiful way with no restrictions. We're all under this umbrella. We can do what we need to do to represent and present ourselves. So we all need to come together, cooperate together, and be under this umbrella and not be divided and dilute the concentrated intensity that comes underneath the name Nollywood. We just need to be a part of that and just work together with each other. So with that being said, Nollywood Radio France has a competition you do not want to miss. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna put out there something you know. This is what we're doing. This is what we do. This is what Nollywood is all about. It's all about movie productions. It's all about brand new films coming on the market, and that is what this competition is about. Ladies and gentlemen, you can actually be a part of a live video production in Nollywood.
So let's go to the next speaker. Rebecca is going to be our star, our lovely Genevieve Naji. Yeah.
Wonderful, beautiful, sophisticated, classy lady Genevieve Naji. Ladies and gentlemen, I am so proud of this lady. She is a beautiful, beautiful lady. She has come a long way veteran in the industry. I mean, acting since she was 16 years old, and she has earned everything she has come in contact with. I'm telling you, this lady is a true testimony for those of you out there looking to make it in the industry. She's so confident. She has never changed who she was. From the first time you met her till now, Genevieve looks fantastic. Money makes her beautiful, but has not changed the personality she was. She's still quiet till today. You know, the press doesn't know anything about her love life, her personal life. She keeps her personal life private. She keeps her own life private, and she only puts out there what needs to be known and things that she unfortunately cannot cover, which I'm very happy that this is one of them. So this is the story. Again, this story is on Mother in Ghana, and this story is about Genevieve Naji. And it says, Nollywood actress Genevieve Naji, who has just signed a multi-million naira deal with telecom giant Etisalat. The actress is given a 100 million naira for this deal. Sweet mother of one, sighted base beside the water at night, enjoying the goodness of her 100 million Etisalat deal. She looks happy and cheerful. She does, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, so Genevieve is in this picture. You see her in a yacht, holding the steering wheel to a yacht. She's very comfortable, looks gorgeous. Now, one of the excellent aspects of what this lady has accomplished is the fact that she has been able to put in place the ability for other actors to set themselves up as a brand. Now, 100 million naira may seem like it's not a lot, but it's actually more than $1 million. 100 million naira. So this is something that is happening in Nigeria, ladies and gentlemen. Etisalat is not in the United States. Etisalat is a phone company, a cell phone company in Nigeria. And this is the deal that she was able to close to be a brand name for that product. So on the Etisalat calling cards in Nigeria, you're going to see Genevieve's picture on it, on their posters, on their billboards. You're going to see Genevieve's face on it. Even in commercials on the radio, commercials on TV, Genevieve Naji is going to be on it. This is a big deal. If she's able to get 100 million naira for this deal, that means someone like Ramsey Noah can get that much money. Someone like Van Vicker can get that much money. I mean, anyone who has a great face on TV, who is popular in the Nollywood industry, now has the opportunity to get such a deal. This is the amount of money this woman is worth today. What do you think about that, Spreaker?
Yeah, like you said, she's a remarkable personality, and in fact, branding your name, we talked about that last week, you see. So this is an example for a good number of Nollywood celebrities, because to be paid that much, that means it entails a lot of discipline, it entails a lot of protection of your image, and because companies cannot easily associate their names to somebody who goes on from one scandal to another, like what we've said. We talked about Tonton DK right now. You see, except companies that love scandals, you see. But I think branding your name like Genevieve Naji has just done, and then won this contract, we are very proud of her. I'm very, very proud of her. But at the same time, I've tried to contact her many times. If you happen to listen to this program, please just give me a call, because I need to talk to you and find out how you won that contract. I need to interview you, Genevieve. So please just contact me. Don't say because you are a star, I'm a star also, you see, in my own field. We are all stars, you see, but we are shining in different places. She's shining in Nigeria, and again, I'm shining for her in Europe, you see, and then you're in the United States of America with Laura shining for everybody. So we are just like a cathedral. We have to hold ourselves, you see. So Genevieve, we are very proud of you. I don't have anything to say much about rather than to say give her a very big round of applause for that.
Right.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, but there's one story that came out here in France this week. It was in a television show that's alleged. In fact, it's not even alleged. They said Genevieve Nnaji for a movie that the amount she takes for a movie, paid for a movie, it's €1,700. And some of in the show, some of the French people were laughing. So I was very annoyed when I heard that €1,700 is peanuts. Do you understand?
Well, I mean, ladies and gentlemen, we also have to be realistic, not only about the Nollywood entertainment industry. Remember when we were talking on the last episode when we said that the people who mostly make a lot of money in this entertainment industry are the distributors and the marketers. The actors, the actresses, people who will take care of production manager, continuity, manager, producers, executive producers, they all usually have a set income that comes to them. Maybe the owner of the movie has more flexibility on the amount of money he or she can make, like the executive producers, but the real money is made during distribution. Most of the time, let's say a film is created with $6,000, which is like ₦1 million, and just put in just a small scale budget. And the executive producer sells the movie for ₦2 million, which is $12,000. Well, the executive producer made 100% of what he invested in the film, but that is it. Different.
Yeah, but Genevieve Nnaji is an exception.
No.
Yeah.
Different. She's not an exception to the industry, and the reason is because the amount of money that is used to make the Nollywood movies does not change.
Can you bring Laura in, because this is what she does every day. Laura, please, can you give us more insight into this calculation about the money paid? What the Nollywood actors and actresses earn for a set, or what you pay them? I don't know. Laura?
Well, it varies from set to set, project to project. It also varies on what the executive producer figures that they'll make off of each actor or actress. Obviously, you have, Genevieve and Van Vicker. They're going to sell more movies than an unknown face. So, and you don't see as much of the unknown faces coming up and being put out there so they can become known and become paid more. We also have the challenge often of working with very low budgets, even compared to American independent films. A lot of the budgets are on the small side. And when you look at using a larger budget so you can pay the actors more and the crew more, then there's also the issue of trying to make that money back for your investor.
Okay.
And that has been a challenge, is in the actual business plan model, calculating how that return of investment is going to come back. Oh. And because most of it is being made by the distributors and marketers, and so it is a concern for the executive producers and investors on what size of a budget they're able to do based on what they can get back.
Now, if you should hire Genevieve Nnaji or Van Vicker, how much would you offer them?
That is negotiated between them. Each one has either, I believe those two both have managers that you would go through, and they often will charge depending upon how many days.
Okay.
That's a big factor. When they were talking about the $1,700 for Genevieve, how many days was that for? That might have been just for one day, maybe just for 3 hours.
Okay.
So that's a very good salary. If you're only on set for 3 hours, you come in, do a cameo role, and then you're out the door.
Okay.
So people don't always look at, how much time they're putting in to earn that money. So that is a big factor when negotiating with any actor or actresses, is how many days I'm going to be involved in that project. And maybe they'll take a cut because the producer's their friend. There's been several projects where I've worked out special deals because they were friends of mine making the movie.
Okay.
And so that's also a consideration.
Okay.
Right.
So Rebecca, back to you.
Even with the amount that they invest in the film itself, whenever you for example, there is a movie that's out right now, which is one of the executive producers and actresses is your friend as well, Chichi Okonkwo, One Night in Vegas. That movie is considered an independent film in the United States, but it's still, as far as the amount of money that was put into that project, it was extremely low to a Hollywood independent film project compared to a Nollywood movie. Now, as a Nollywood movie, the amount of money put in that project to make the film is a lot of money. And that is a big problem because now the executive producers have to think and worry about how they're going to earn all that money back. Even if you were to fly to Africa to do a movie premiere, it's still going to cost you money to buy those airline tickets, to get those hotel rooms, to reserve that movie theater. And then you're also looking at the cost that's going to cost you to get the movie theaters here, to premiere the movie here, which does not guarantee that the amount of people that you want to be there will be there, so you can actually regain that money back. And then it really becomes a profit when you're actually selling the rights to the film to the distributors.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So there's so much work that goes into it, but I think Laura is completely right when she says that it depends on the amount of time these actors and actresses are on set.
Okay.
That definitely determines how much money they make. But even with that, they're nowhere close to what, let's say, Bruce Willis would make. I mean, really, no. I don't know. We're not even going to talk about Will Smith. Okay, we're going to talk about someone, more not that high in the hierarchy of Hollywood, but I'm just saying, just we're not there yet.
And generally, unfortunately, it's the case in Hollywood. Even an unknown face, but put in the lead role, will make a whole lot more money than a Van Beeker or even Genevieve or any of our wonderful established stars in the Nigerian and Ghana community will make on a Nollywood film. And so just because our budgets aren't on the Hollywood scale. And so that's going to be the bottom line is we just don't have the Hollywood money and promotion. I mean, Hollywood has a great promotion machine set up where they're making sponsors when they're shooting the movie. They're making money throughout the entire distribution process. They have product placement in the movie. So it's a money-making machine. It is a business, and that is what I'm continuing to learn is from them and see how they've done that and help establish that in the movies that I work with.
Now, the question is, how can we turn Nollywood to a money-making machine?
That's a $50 million question.
Exactly. How about cooperating executive producers? How about us literally planning our project before we actually jump into it? Just because you have $30,000 doesn't mean you automatically have a film. You really have to, in reality, that's not enough, right? You definitely need more money than that if you want to make some real impressions in the entertainment industry. Contact people, businesses, African businesses who want their products to be all over the world. We have several of those businesses. Nobody takes time to do the research to do that, to include that. Okay, if you don't want to go, with the Western products, you can definitely use an African product in your film, and they'll be happy to promote that. We have local designers, fashion designers, we have local entertainers like comedians, we have local musicians, we have local products that people are now using in the U.S., like the cube, the bouillon cube, is not only in Nigeria, it's in America. People in America use bouillon cube. People in America use no. That would be a legitimate product placement in a Nigerian movie because we always eat. That makes sense. But none of us actually take the time to do the research to incorporate that type of product, like Laura was explaining earlier.
Yeah, I think we have to take that. We have to be in charge of that. That's going to be our role in future, or even after this program.
Right?
So, how do we round up with Genevieve and Naji? Yes, last word comes from you and from Laura.
Yes, sir. And Genevieve, if you're listening to this, again, congratulations on your deal.
Yes.
I hope so many people out there who are looking to be into Nollywood see, actually follow the life of this lady's career in the entertainment industry. It is possible. If Genevieve, everybody should be like, if Genevieve can do it, I can do it. She's a role model. She's an example, an excellent, beautiful, respected lady. I think anyone can do it, and I really appreciate the fact that she is the person who got this deal. She definitely deserves it. Definitely a round of applause, Genevieve. Good, congratulations.
Yeah, bravo. Laura?
I think it's congratulations to you, and that it's fabulous that you're able to get that, fabulous that you're able to promote the calling card, and that's going to be doing your movies a great favor, because it's also going to be promoting your movies as well, because every time your face is out there being promoted, then everything else associated with you can get promoted along with it. So kudos and congratulations.
You've been listening to Nollywood Spotlight on Nollywood Radio France. And today on this show is my colleague Rebecca Monnier, all the way from Houston, Texas. 8,000 kilometers that separates us. I'm in Chartres, France, 100 kilometers away from Paris. Thank you very much, Laura, for being on the show. And
thank you for having me.
Yeah, and you have to finish up. It's your show, Rebecca. So you round up. Yeah.
It's our show, friends. That's right. And ladies and gentlemen, you will be seeing pictures of everything we've discussed today. It's going to be on NollywoodSpotlight.blogspot.com. Again, that website is NollywoodSpotlight.blogspot.com. And if you have not visited this website yet, please make sure you spend some time. We have some excellent programs for you for the next upcoming week. You want to go to NollywoodRadioFrance.com. The website again is Nollywood Radio France. You definitely want to visit as often as you can. There's some awesome pictures on there, some new stuff coming up. I'm going to have an article about someone we interviewed last week. His name is A.B. Salou. You want to see what this guy is all about. He's working on an excellent movie called Bloodline. Great interview. It was fun talking with him.
Thank you very much.
He's a great guy.
Yeah, A.B. Salou, yeah. Now, thank you very much, and thanks for listening. Bye.
Well, I want to send a big kiss to all my friends from Nollywood Radio France, from Sawad Bertin, ex-Miss Haiti and actual actress. Quiero enviarles un beso grandísimo a toda mi gente de Nollywood Radio France. De verdad los quiero mucho de parte de Miss Haiti, Sawad Bertin, actual actrice. Je veux vous envoyer un grand bisou à tous mes amis de Nollywood Radio France. Je suis vraiment contente d'être dans la radio et c'est vraiment un honneur pour moi. Je vous aime, je vous adore et je vous embrasse.
Hello, friends. This is Rebecca again from Houston, Texas, USA, and you are listening to the Nollywood Spotlight Show on Nollywood Radio France. And luckily for me today, I also have Laura Kilpatrick Crisp with us, and of course, the talented and awesome editor and producer, Cyprian Josson. So, tell us where you are, Cyprian Josson.
First of all, Rebecca, I'm flattered, but I have to tell our audience. Okay, I'm in France, in a little town and a beautiful town called Chartres, 100 kilometers away from Paris. Yeah. So, Rebecca, what have you got for us today?
Excellent question, Cyprian. Today we as women, powerful, beautiful African goddesses. And we're going to look first at Nadia Buhari, Jim Ike's sweetheart. And in this article, which I got from Why Niger, I thought it would be an exciting news for everyone out there to really see the reality behind all this Nollywood actress sexy bodies. So in this article it says, looking good, Jim Ike's sweetheart, Nadia Buhari shows off amazing body. Look. That's the title for the article. And when you click on the article, you see this light-skinned, beautiful lady on a workout bench doing some serious crunches, sit-ups, push-ups. I mean, looking like she means business in this picture, but it's just so beautiful because you see the reality behind how she maintains her shape, behind how she looks so good. This is Nadia Buhari we're looking at on a workout bench doing some workout. You see flat tummy, you see flat abs, you see beautiful toned body. This is not plastic surgery, ladies and gentlemen. This is hard work and sweat, okay? So I just love the fact that she's just real about it and putting it out there. It's hard work, but it pays off because she snatched her a rich Igbo guy named Jim Ike.
Yeah, I think Laura would like to say something. I have to leave the opportunity.
You're Bob this, whatever.
I think it's great that she's putting the pictures of herself out there, trying to be a positive role model to all girls out there, because I believe all of us as women are always striving to be healthy and especially to do it the correct way. I know I've seen her post on Twitter where she's actually put a picture of herself on what she eats, which was, I believe at that time, salmon and green beans. And so showing nutritious meals along with the workout, that's an important factor to me. It's something I personally am striving towards is better health. And I think the more we can get away from pharmaceuticals assisting us in trying to attain a different type of body, I think it's fabulous that she's taking pride in doing healthy things.
Absolutely. And, eating healthy, exercising, automatic life prolonging. I mean, it'll prolong your life. You're going to be happy. You're going to be a positive person. You're working out, relieving tension. Those things require you to do some physical activities, and exercising is a great way. Doctors even say it. If you want to be more happy, work out. It builds self-esteem when you look good. People want to talk to you, people want to be around you. You're just an all-around happier person when you're healthy. So what do you think about that, Sifra?
Yeah, I think it's very, very important to maintain the body, because when you've got projects, some people think that they can carry on with their projects and forgetting that their body is very, very important. So I think like what we used to say when I was in the seminary, I wanted to be a priest before. So there's one.
Wow, Sifra, you wanted to be a priest?
Yes.
That used to be a totally different conversation.
Okay, we shall come to that. So there's something we used to say that you are the temple of the Holy Spirit. It all means that you should take good care of your body. And again, when we were in the seminary, we do a lot of exercise. And again, I continue to do it because when I was there, I was doing 400 meters. 400 meters here. I was the champion of 400 meters at the period. And then in Chartres here for a long time, for almost 10 years, we had a club of jogging club every Sunday, which for some time now I've not been doing again. But this has inspired me. Nadia Buhari has inspired me again.
Her hot body, Sifred.
Yeah.
Are you sure you're not a priest? What are you looking at, Sifred?
Sorry?
I said, are you sure you're not a priest? What are you looking at, Sifred? What exactly in this picture inspired you?
Oh my God, Oh my God.
What people don't realize is you don't have the power action piece, because obviously you have to have the muscle and the ability to physically do certain roles. But even if it's just a non-action scene, you sometimes are on set for 16 hours for continuous days at a time. That is grueling on anybody's body and on anybody's psyche. And so the more you can have yourself in tune and physically fit and healthy, the better actress you're going to be, because you just have the more energy on set. Plus, the recovery time when you're done shooting is much better, because sometimes you can come off set and just be completely wiped out. And so I don't think the public realizes how grueling the set can be, and the shooting process truly is for an actor or actress.
Like I was saying, to exercise your body is very, very important. And I think answering your question, what did I see in that body? Well, it's a beautiful body. It's very beautiful. It's beautiful.
It's true, ladies and gentlemen. I will post this picture on Nollywood.
Very beautiful.
Spotlight.blogspot.com. You'll see it. It truly is a beautiful picture.
Yeah,
Kudos to Jim Ike. He's a lucky guy. Nadia Buhari is truly beautiful inside and out. She looks fantastic working out.
But I didn't know why she allowed the photographer to post that picture again. Coming from what we said in the last podcast. Now this is something private again.
Right.
And again, how did it reach us? Because
well, I mean, to you guys, I'm sure it's very mesmerizing, very sexy, very beautiful. To us women, we're like, I want a stomach like that. All the areas of our bodies that we want to look like Nadia Buhari. So it's a positive image to us. It's a motivation to us. I know this piece may be a publicity stunt, but either way, I would say this particular piece is a piece where everybody wins. You know, she wins because she's putting herself out there in a positive light.
Yeah.
She's a fit and beautiful woman. We win because we're like, oh, if Nadia looks like that and she's doing it just by working out, then I can do that too.
Yeah.
And guys win because they're like, wow, that's hot, you know? So I think it's a three-dimensional kind of piece.
It's a good example. It's a good example to show that when you have projects, you have to take care of your body. And then we have to take care of our body in different ways also. You see, it's not only when we are exercising. There are so many other ways we can take care of our body, from the way we eat. I think it goes together. It's like you said, when you are exercising, and then there's something about exercising, jogging, like I was saying, or going to the gym. You have it makes you to remain positive, and then you feel good. You feel good.
You do.
Yes.
A lot of air in your lungs.
Yes.
Breathing in, breathing out, absorbing the atmosphere. I mean, absolutely, definitely a great mood stimulator. I mean, it makes you feel good. You feel great when you're sweating. You feel like, oh, something positive is happening in my body.
Yes.
I'm letting out, toxic ingredients in my body. I'm inhaling more positive energy, more healthy look on life. I mean, it's just all around. It really is a beneficial thing to be fit, to work out.
And now we can tell our listeners to make sure that every Sunday or every morning before they go to work, you have to exercise your body, because you need your body. If you lose your body, you can't do anything again. You see?
Right.
So
these pictures and this conversation is motivating me to go to the gym now.
We really need to take this seriously. Go on, Nadia. I mean, seriously, she did a great job. I'm glad, We need to talk about this stuff more. I think sometimes we get so involved with life that we forget to take care of ourselves.
Yes.
I mean, we may do one or two exercises here and there, but I mean, this girl is like all sprawled out.
Yeah.
And she's doing some serious work out here, So that's definitely a great thing for me to see, I think.
It's a sign of real discipline, self-discipline, and self-respect and self-esteem, you see. You You'll be listening to Nollywood Radio France. Thanks for listening.
Prayer Sunday. Have you been praying for something and you feel like God just isn't hearing you? Come and learn the effective principles of prayer and learn how to pray the Word of God to receive your miracle this year. The location is at Mercy Seat Church, 14730 Mission Hills Drive, Houston, Texas, 77083. The telephone number is 713-894-0322.
Ministering Pastor, Pastor Henry Udoewa. Date, April 6, 2014. Time, 10:30 a.m. Come and be blessed.
Je m'appelle Clara Fernando. J'aime beaucoup Nollywood Radio France.
The Nollywood Radio France absolutely rocks. This is the first radio station I've actually given an interview for, and I always remember Nollywood Radio France. I always remember Mr. Cyprian's Mr. Cyprian's
Chidi Joseph.
Chidi's great sense of humor. Radio station is 2 months old. I will urge everyone to support this radio station, watch this radio station, log on to this radio station, subscribe to this radio station, share it with a family, share it with a friend, share it with everyone all over the world. It promotes positivity, it promotes people, it promotes everything that is good. So you have to support something that is good rather than something that is bad. So it's a good radio station. Support Mr. Chidi, support the radio station, Nollywood France. Big up to Nollywood France. We'll spread the word here in the UK. We'll spread the word wherever we go. 110% support for you guys. I love you guys. I'm so grateful. Thank you. God bless you. God bless you. God bless you a millionfold. And keep the flag burning and keep this radio station going.
This is Rebecca Monnier, and you're listening to the Nollywood Spotlight Show on Nollywood Radio France. And of course, I'm in Houston, Texas, USA, and with me is Cyprian Josson. Cyprian, tell the listeners where you're located.
Thank you, Rebecca. I'm your host, Cyprian Josson, and I'm in France. I live in a wonderful city called Chartres. Chartres is known for its stained glass window cathedral. And this cathedral is how many years now? 800 years. So it's 100 kilometers away from Paris. So, Rebecca, what do you have for us today?
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, you are going to love this. Actually, I personally didn't know this. My understanding of how this wonderful nickname came about was completely different from what I read today. So you guys definitely would love listening to this. So this information is on GhanaShowbiz.com, so you can definitely check it out yourself. And the title of this article is, it says on here, "My hubby gave me the nickname Sexy," says Omotola Jolade Ekide. So the article says, many refer to the prolific and powerful Nollywood actress Omotola Jolade Ekide as Omosexy, but didn't know how she came about the name or its origin. The screen goddess has been widely known with the name and later created a sexy nation out of it. The Time magazine 100 powerful person in the world recently told CNN that her husband, Captain Matthew Ekide, not her fans, gave her the name she is now widely known for. According to her, funnily, It was my husband that gave me the name. That name is the pet name he calls me at home. That's what she told CNN. So Omotola is one of the most successful stars in Nigeria. She has four grown-up children. Many budding stars see her as their role model, and I think that is absolutely true. She really is a role model for a lot of people, and I have seen her kids. They are fantastic. They're lovely, beautiful children. Fabulous family, fabulous family. So what do you think about that, Cyprian?
Yeah, she's a role model for so many African women, and not only in Africa, in the diaspora, because she's one of the most powerful. I think the Time magazine mentioned her as among the 100 powerful persons in
Right.
the world. Yeah, so
Right.
it shows us the role of African ladies today, because you can see that we have so many ladies today in Africa that have got their own businesses. They are already, a lot of them are in the Nollywood industry, like Omotola Sexy, that's what they call her. And again, she's a role model also to show how the African tradition is evolving. And then,
Right.
yeah, because so many years ago, you can see a lady having, an African woman having 4 children, and allowed, because of the tradition, all the spider webs of tradition and so on, that will not allow you to leave the kitchen and then go for acting. Now
Right.
it shows us change. The world is changed. How the Nigerian society or the African society has changed and will continue to change. So and again, when you look at that picture, she's very beautiful. She's a very beautiful lady. Unfortunately, I don't know her private life, you see, but I know for the fact that the name Omotola Sexy given by the husband shows that it's a happy home somehow.
A loving relationship.
Yes, loving relationship, like what you said, with 4 beautiful children. And again, she's given a wonderful image again of Africa and Nigeria. I think the government should do a lot of things to encourage young girls going to school, because you see, there are so many places in Africa, girls don't go to school because they are girls. There's still discrimination, like what we just said in the last podcast. There are so many types of discrimination in Africa, especially some of them, some of our listeners might be saying that I'm talking for women, but it's for my observation that women have roles to play in Africa. They go to the market, they come back to cook, they take care of the children, and again, the young girls might be given away to marriage quickly because they are girls, instead of sending them to school. But now you have to look at Omotola Akinde, and not only Omotola Akinde, there are so many other women, like we talked about Genevieve Onaji in the last podcast also, and then we've got so many role models now, African women that are bringing change in Africa. So this is the way I look at it. And again, I think you're going to talk about the last flight to Abuja, where I saw her. I watched that movie in Paris, during the last during the last Paris Nollywood Paris Festival. So she's a wonderful lady, and we love you. That's it.
One of the fantastic features about her is the fact that, as you said earlier, she really is a role model to young people out there. She has taken the Nollywood entertainment industry to a totally different level. Before, Nollywood did not understand the concept of sexy. We tried in so many different ways to be sexy, but Omotola Jolade actually nipped that idea in the bud. and made it a reality for a lot of people who are looking for a way to become sexy. And the fact that her husband was the one who gave her that name, that changes everything. So that goes to show that, you know, the personality or the attitude that she's protruding out there to the audience, to her fans, is actually real. It's who she is. It's from the inside out. You know, she's not trying to be something she's not. At home, she's called homosexual because her husband finds her absolutely attractive and adores her. How much more, you know, coming out and presenting herself as a strong, powerful contributor to her own household as well as the entertainment industry. So I absolutely understand and agree with what you're saying, Cyprian.
So I think she should be given a national honor because she's a real ambassador for Africa and for Nigeria, where she comes from. You see, and again, when you see her in different movies, you can understand the type of person she is. She's got a lot of skills, a very good actress, and then I think she's got a company also. If I'm not wrong. She's got a company. You're not very sure.
I know that she has a clothing line.
Yeah.
From what that's what I've been hearing from sources. She did joint venture with some designers in Nigeria. But as far as her being, she's just part of that creative group. But I don't really hear much about, you know, new designs or anything like that. So I think it was just like a moment thing that she was trying. But I know that she definitely is very, very well recognized here in the United States. She has done several independent films here in the United States, so she definitely deserves the honor that was given to her through CNN as top 100 most powerful persons in the world. She really is influential. Her voice is respected over here as well in Nigeria. So absolutely.
Now, she appeared, you know, she starred in Last Flight to Abuja of Obi Melonier that I met in Paris. That was last year, and I interviewed him. Such a very nice guy. And in that movie, in fact, I loved, you know, the character she embodied in that movie, you know. And then this is a way again to show the type of lady Omotola Sexy is, because when we think that she's got a family and then she's such a very busy lady, and that gives you the impression, like what I was saying, the change in the Nigerian society. And again, there are other movies where we can find that change. When you watch Lekki Ladies, or you see there's a movie called Lekki Ladies, Lekki. I don't know if you watched
Lekki Ladies,
where they show that's the middle class, that shows how the emancipation of women, you know, when you look at that, when you watch that movie, there's no difference between what you see in the West and what obtains in certain class in Nigeria. I mean the middle class. You see, so don't you think there's a danger somehow that we might be shifting off from our own tradition to a more westernized tradition?
Excellent question, Cyprian, and a fantastic observation. I personally do not think it's a danger. I think it's a positive thing, because when we as long as we stay true to tradition, as far as maintaining a certain culture, it is our culture and tradition that sets us apart from each other. So as long as we have that solid foundation, I think we're really good. But in order for us to understand traditions outside of our own comfort zone, outside of our own borders, we also have to express that in one way or another. And I think the art is one of the most influential and, you know, most respected way of expressing that. Last Flight to Abuja, I think, was a fantastic film, and I'm looking right here on Wikipedia about the movie itself, and I'm just blown away by all the facts and figures, which, by the way, Nollywood Movies do not have. So I think in this case, in this particular case, Last Flight to Abuja, I think opened up doors that were not normally available to the Nollywood entertainment industry.
You mean the film in which Omotola starred? Is that?
Yes.
Okay.
Omotola Ekide starred in the film. She played Susie. You also have Akim K. Kazim played Adeshawa, and Jim Ike, the famous Jim Ike, played David. And there are many, many, much more known faces in this film as well. But with Last Flight to Abuja, I mean, the statistical information on this movie is just mind-blowing. And I'm very, very proud of the people behind the scenes who took this movie, not just from behind the scenes, put them on screen, and even did better than that. They premiered it in Africa, they premiered it in Europe, you know, to really show everybody what we are capable of doing. And this is all Nigerians putting such a collaborative, fantastic product out on the market that we all are proud of. I was working with a gentleman who was going to distribute this film, which he did help distribute the film, and it was just so wonderful to see how organized this group of individuals were. I was very impressed. And if you go on Wikipedia, it shows on there, let me read you what it says. It says, Last Flight to Abuja was welcomed with mostly positive reviews from critics. The film was praised for its brilliant cinematography and music score, among others. Most critics, however, cited that the computer-generated imagery and visual effects left a lot to be desired. The movie grossed, ladies and gentlemen, listen to this, the movie grossed 8 million naira first week of release and went ahead to 24 million naira, topping the chart in the West African cinema, beating Hollywood blockbusters such as Spider-Man. I went to go see Spider-Man. Think Like a Man. I went to go see Think Like a Man. Even The Avengers. The Avengers is one of the biggest DC comic books in the United States, and that movie made so much money. And Last Flight to Abuja beat that movie in the first week of premiere. Even Madagascar 3, the children's movie, which I also had to see due to my cousin. But that's a different story. I'm just saying. Like, you know, it says it was released in cinema in many cities, including Lagos and London. The movie was rated number 4 in the UK cinemas. And total box office for this film is 57,050,000 naira. Almost 60 million naira on one Nollywood movie. I'm so impressed. I'm just excited that we are able to do this. I want to see this more often. So to answer your question, Cyprian, if Western Infusion created this, by all means, all movies should have some type of Western infusion, okay? I mean, because not all, if you research a lot of other Nollywood films, you will not see this statistical information available to us. You know, now researchers, script writers, cinematographers, even directors know the type of movie that would sell, that would make this type of money, because this information is out there for everybody to enjoy, and that is just wonderful.
Yeah, it's wonderful also because when you meet the producer, I met him in Paris, Obi Melonier, such a very nice guy that will make you to laugh and laugh. We had a wonderful time together. And again, for our listeners, I have an exclusive interview I did with him in Paris, which I'm going to bring out this week also, so that you can find out the person, the person behind this movie, how he wrote the movie, how he was inspired. In fact, I had almost 30 minutes or more with him, and then we went into the cinema theater to watch his movie, and again he talked to the French audience, answering their questions. So I have that audio. Your radio, Nollywood Radio France has got wonderful archive for you when it comes to Last Flight to Abuja. I mean, the man who produced the film and the writer, because himself, he said he's a writer, producer, he's everything. That's why and again, you see him laughing, you see. So I'm very happy for you, Obi, because we had a wonderful time in Paris and such a very nice person. And I think I'm not surprised because he's very resourceful, very, very industrious. I'm not surprised that these figures to hear these figures you're mentioning, because the man behind the scene and in front and back of the camera is such a very wonderful person. And that was not his first movie. He in that interview that you're going to hear, listeners, he talked about The Mirror Boy. That was his first movie. The movie that put him up on the Nollywood, what do I say? On the Nollywood scale, who put him very high, because he had disappointments when he reached Nigeria, thinking that he would be accepted by the industry. Then he went back home, and then he went back to London because this is where he's based. And again, so what many people don't know is that he's a lawyer. He's a trained lawyer, you see. He did theater arts and so on. So I think last Abuja movie, I watched it, and I'm not surprised to hear what you just said. And again, seeing the role that was given to Omotola Sexy, such a very nice role of a strong character, showing a woman with character, not and again, you cannot differentiate her with the type of women you find in the West. But there's one thing. I think there's a big difference when we come to women in Nollywood. I would like us to talk about women in Nollywood, because the role Omotola played Last Flight to Abuja, I think it was a very good role given to her. They were in the plane. I don't want to give everything away. And again, there was a problem with the husband that called the husband because of the job. They were in two cities apart, one in Abuja, one in Lagos, and so on. But now that's a very good role for a lady that's very powerful, a CEO. But now when you come to Hollywood movies, what do you say? What can you tell us, Rebecca, about the role of women in Nollywood movies? There's so many saying that it reflects the Nigerian society of how some women, not all, because we say that a good number of them have reached to a certain extent that they, like Omotola, that they have to be a role model. But a good number of women, again, are maltreated, beaten up somehow, and they suffer so many type of maltreatments, if I should use that word again. So, but we find that in Nollywood movies. So I was talking to a friend one day, and he told me that's how it reflects the Nigerian society. How true is that statement?
I think it's very true. Unfortunately for Nollywood at this particular moment, it seems we only understand two languages. Either the less privileged didn't go to school, live in a village, or the educated woman who happens to even own a business, but not fighting for her right to have an opinion in their marriage. It's usually the problem with, it's either the woman is too I wouldn't say too independent, but more like is too educated. I don't, it just seems that way to me. Like, let's say, for example, a woman who has a great education, who has a great job, will still have to fight for the to the ability to make certain decisions in the household. You see what I mean? So a lot of the times those movies are wrapped around that idea. A young girl in the village who does not have an education, has bad families, they're trying to, bad relatives who she is living with, and they're trying to marry her off of age, and for some reason or another she's not approving, or she's even just trying to make ends meet, or trying to live, period. So she's having to go through different situations. And that really is the reality of Africa. I know a friend of mine who, her mother passed away when she was little. And because her parents passed away when she was little, she tried staying with her immediate aunties to, for them to take care of her, and they all refused. It was like, they were like, oh, the burden is off our shoulders. Now, who's going to say we didn't do what we were supposed to do? So now this young girl is left out there in the world trying to fend for herself, trying to eat, trying to take care of herself, and ends up meeting with this guy who gets her pregnant. I mean, it just fell down the hill from there. You see what I mean? So this is the reality, and something like that you would see in a Nollywood movie. All is the educated lady who has a great job, but the husband is abusive. Why